Okay, now in this video I'm going to talk about graphs that have both horizontal and vertical translations. The first one that I'm going to do is not going to work out particularly nicely. The next one will, so we'll see how they go. In this we have quite a nice domain, sketching from pi4 to 9 pi4, very suitable for this particular question. So let's jump right in. The dilation from the x-axis is 5. So the amplitude is equal to 5. Okay, the period is 2 pi on n. I'm not really going to go through this calculation here. It's just 2 pi over 1 in this case, which is just 2 pi. We can see that the graph is translated pi on 4 units to the right, and it's also translated up 3 units. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark that 3 off as an important point, and I'm actually going to draw a dotted line. Now, when you're doing this for yourselves, I would suggest doing it in grey lead or something like that. You know, it has to be something which can be erased because it isn't actually part of the final graph. I just do that to, I guess, keep track of it. Like this dotted line is sort of the new x-axis. It's also moved pi on 4 units to the right, and we can see that we're going up in intervals of pi on 4, so I'm just going to make it so that there is pi on 4, and then pi on 2, and then 3 pi on 4, and then pi, 5 pi on 4, 3 pi on 2, 7 pi on 4, and then 2 pi. And then we've actually got the last point, which is 9 pi on 4. And so normally it's a sine graph. It would start at the origin and it would go up and down and back up. But because this graph is moved up 3 units and to the right by pi on 4, this is where it's now starting. And because the period is 2 pi, it's going to finish at the same height 2 pi units later, which is across here. And we also know that it's going to have the same height exactly in the middle of those 2 points, which should be about there. It should reach its maximum halfway between these 2 points. So that's going to be from here, it's going to go up to that maximum value there. And if that's 3, it's got an amplitude of 5, means it's going up to 8. And it's also going down to -2. And lastly, the minimum is going to be halfway between these, so the minimum should be right there. Now you notice that I'm not going to calculate any x-intercepts for this, because if I did, I'd have sine x equals -3/5, which isn't a nice value. Okay, it's not one that we know from our table of exact values, so I'm just going to, draw on a bit of experience here and just leave that one. Okay, we would need a calculator to actually do that. So that being said, I'm just going to sketch this now. So nice smooth curve up to that point, down here, and back up to there. And I should label those endpoints. So this was 9 pi on 4, 3, and this one here is pi on 4, 3, and we are done.